Hey everybody, it's Stephanie. Welcome back to my channel. Or if this is your first time to my channel, welcome. All right, so today, guess what we're gonna do? We're going to feign a fake tan. Now, when I was 20, 21, all right, when I was 12, 13, 14, when I had absolutely no respect for the sun or my mortality, I never faked a tan. Anywho, I was watching The House of Joseph. Again, I've been binge watching him. He has such great ideas. And I'm like, all right, I gotta do this. I have to do another one of Joseph's ideas. He's so creative. So how this is gonna work is usually it just takes two products to create the look that we're looking for. Some sort of cream foundation or contour palette and a red satin lipstick, some sort of reddish color. We don't want it to look like contour. We want it to look sun-kissed and tan and brown. So that is definitely the goal here. Before I got started, I actually went ahead and put a little of this CoverGirl Simply Ageless Skin Perfector Essence. It's just a light cover of a little bit of slight skin tint foundation because I have no idea how this is going to just cover my whole face and how long it's going to last, and so I didn't want to walk out there just bare naked. Sunscreen. I am so thankful for sunscreen. I really am. But if you don't have a good one that goes under makeup, it really sucks. So far, the e.l.f. Whoa Glow has been good. This is the Trader Joe's Daily Facial Sunscreen. It's a dupe for the Supergoop, I suppose. I still don't like wearing them under makeup. I'm gonna try some other things that are maybe a little better quality, but I digress. It's good to wear sunscreen. And so those are the two that I use. Let's get started. Put my hair up in a clippy. Okay, so I'm gonna do this exactly the way Joseph said to do it. I'm not even gonna improvise except with this. All right, so this is a nice firm foundation brush. He had a really nice stubby firm contour brush that he used, but I don't have one of those. So I'm gonna use this instead. I'm sure this will be just fine. And it is actually a little bit wet. It's beyond damp, but not soaked. So that's that was his recommendation. Like he would say, his recommendation. He likes to do French accents. It's actually hilarious. Okay. So clearly I'm gonna stay away from the banana shade. I can go in with a safe shade being this one, or I can go a little deeper. So I'm gonna go in with this shade. It's not quite as dark as this, but I'm gonna use this, and I'm going to get some all over my brush. Not holding back anything. And then I am, like he did, he blended it into the back of his hand, and then he literally just went all over his face, which is what I am going to do right now. I've never used this damp of a brush to put product on my face, but apparently it works for helping it set and maybe not sit so much in wrinkles or fine lines, maybe? Is that the trick? I'm not sure. All right, so am I getting a suntan here? I'm just gonna have to go in for some more. And I may up the ante and go for the darker shade. I have a feeling that's what I'm gonna do because I am not seeing anything happening here beyond what I would consider a normal foundation. So we're gonna go for the deeper shade. I have not practiced this today. I have watched his tutorials a couple times, but I have not practiced this. So going in now with big guns. Going in with the big guns. Tap a little bit. Okay, that might be the ticket. I don't know, but we're gonna find out. And the idea is obviously okay, I think that might work. you know, you're buffing it in. You're not just putting it in strategic places and making it look stripy. You are, you are buffing it in. Okay, that was actually I would think that this would be somewhere near what would look like a day in the sun, perhaps. Although I think the sun does a little better job of applying the color to my face than I do, but we're not done yet. So he said, get your eyelids, get everything. So that is what I am doing. Going in with this base tan, but oh, there's more. And we go in with the red-ish satin lipstick. We are going to convince even the most discerning eye. Have you been to Australia? Well, actually, no, because it's winter there, but I understand what you're trying to say, because I've been to Australia in the summertime, and woo, doggy. That would be a summer that I spent in Australia where I did not respect the sun. All right, anywho, when I think about what I did to myself that summer, I was there for a month in January and February. And when I cringe thinking about what I did. Every morning, get in the pool, 2-3 hours, bake. Because you see, I was 19. And, you know, you do things when you're young and stupid. But anywho, I wanted to go back to the States in the dead of winter with an awesome tan. And I did. I will say though, something I was using for skincare while I was there, I think really saved me from being a peely disaster, long-term mess. Right before I left, one of my friends she was selling a product called Alouette, and the skincare is full of aloe vera. The main ingredient is aloe vera. So I probably didn't need to buy the moisturizer with aloe vera. I probably could have just brought my own, but I bought some from her because she was my friend and I just thought I was being nice. But while I was there, I used it as moisturizer and I was saving my skin. I'm pretty darn sure, because I did not respect my skin at all. So I don't recommend that. Gosh darn. It did look pretty cool though, if I'm being honest. Okay, we've got ourselves, I think. Let's have a look and see. So that is the base. I'm looking in the camera. It looks slightly, not quite as tan as what I'm looking at in the mirror here. So you guys are getting not quite the full effect of it. I think that's still, it doesn't have to be obnoxious. We're going to be obnoxious with the lipstick. Right. So I do not use red lipstick. I hardly wear lipstick at all, but my daughter-in-law does. It just so happens she has this Revlon Colorstay Satin Ink. She likes to use, you know, the kind of lipstick that doesn't come off very easily. What Joseph used was a satin lipstick that was creamy, but this is the best I can do, but it's a good shade. And what I'll do is I'm gonna put it all over my face and I am gonna buff that bad boy in faster than it can dry and make a mess. All right, now here's where it's gonna get a little tricky. Okay, here's what's gonna get tricky. Okay, so I've got this dough tip thing here and not holding back. I'm doing it just like he said, going over my nose, going over my face, forehead. You saw it here, folks. You saw it here first, unless of course you've seen Joseph do it. But anyway, all right, going back in with the same brush. Oh Lord. All right, here we go. And we are creating the sunbird look. You guys, this is pretty darn fun. I'm not gonna lie, it's fun. And that does look, yeah, okay. So I either look like I really did go and get myself a little bit too much UVA, UVB, and totally ignored the UV index, or I opened an oven that blasted flames into my face. So this is the sun-kissed look, and if I'm being honest, I don't hate it. I actually think it looks kind of cool. So he did say that it will rest on your face a little bit. Oh, he said don't forget eyelids, even with the red stuff. It will rest on your face and tone down a little bit. Anyway, so do I look like I've spent a day at the beach? If not, I'm wearing my Florida Paradise shirt. Okay, I mean, I've got all the props today, folks. Okie doke. So I'm gonna let that just do its thing. I may tone it down on my nose a little bit because I'm not a big fan of drawing attention to that, but I don't think that looks bad. In fact, I like it. You might not like it, but I do like it. I do. Joseph, you just have not let me down. There is a comedian, I think his name is Joe Coy. I think that's his name. Anyway, he is so funny. And he talks about his mom. He's from, I think they're from the Philippines, but he talks about his mom during his act, and he speaks about her in how she talks to him. He talks about her referring to him as Joseph, Joseph. So I find myself occasionally when I'm talking about my friend Joseph at the house of Joseph, I find myself talking to him saying Joseph, Joseph. That's where that comes from. So, Joseph, if you're watching, that's the reason. All right. Although Joseph has a really good sense of humor, so I think it's fine with him. Alrighty, well, there we go. Not something I would normally do, but it is the sun-kissed look. Whether it's cool or not, you have to decide for yourself. So while this is sitting, I am actually gonna just do a little bit of eyeshadow because that's fun. And I'm gonna go in with my Smoke and Roses. I was gonna use my Urban Decay Metal Mania, but nah, today I'm gonna use Smoke and Roses because, oh my goodness, the choices, and I love them all. So I'm going to try to create some sort of sunny eye look as well. I'm not going to be super fancy, but I'm going to go for a little bit of sunshine. All right, we're gonna start out with, you guys, I have really super been appreciating these dual end eyeshadow brushes from Urban Decay that have come with my palettes. They just work extremely well. They pick up product, they lay down product. They are just really nice brushes. I've been using my Magic Makeup Eraser cloths to clean up my brushes in between cleaning up brushes. In between, you know, the deep cleaning. So this works pretty darn well. How's my face? How's it going? How's my face going? This is ColourPop Smoke and Roses. I am gonna go in for a base, and we are going to do some Shimmer Royale today. I'm just saying. I'm gonna go in with this base here. This is called Attraction, and I'm gonna just put it all over my lid, which probably kind of canceled out the whole sun look there, but that's okay. I need to have a base, so I'm gonna do it. Anyways, y'all, we are having some really nice weather here. It's not horribly warm. We did have a couple days where it was pushing 100. I am not complaining because I do not live in Arizona or Las Vegas or Texas or anyone else that is scorching from the unbearable heat in some of the parts of the country, and so I am not complaining. Also, because I was in Florida for as long as I was, it didn't bother me. That heat did not bother me. I noticed it was bothering other people way more than it was bothering me. They're like, aren't you hot? And I was like, not really. And then I realized, girl, you've been spending a lot of time in Florida. That's the reason. So even though I haven't been there for 4 or 5 months, I still feel like I'm still on Florida climate time, I guess. This is called Part-Time. I'm gonna just grab this. This is a pharmacy brand eyeshadow crease brush, and I'm gonna use this. And let's just see. I've not used this color before at all because I haven't had this palette that long. Oh, I think that's just going to be perfect. Yes, I believe that is going to be perfect. So one thing about having all this stuff all over my forehead and stuff is that I have so much texture. I can see it showing up pretty darn heavily, so I'm gonna have to powder it down a little bit and then maybe bronze over the top of it, because that texture. All right, let's go back in here. I have been practicing keeping the mirror out of the camera. Hate it when I do that. When I go to edit and I wasn't paying attention because I was just putting on makeup and I just wasn't paying attention, and I find that half my video is like, oh my gosh. The very first video I did, I had no awareness. I had no awareness. I had the mirror in the right in the center of the camera. It had a crack on the back of it. You could see it was a double-sided mirror, so you could see the whole backyard. It's just so embarrassing. So I am not taking that down. That was my very first video, and though it is cringy, it's nostalgic, and I'm going to keep it. All right. So anyway, so what are you guys doing? Today's Thursday, June 11th, and I am heading east of the mountains to a friend of mine who is getting married this weekend. Spend a few days with her, and I'm so excited for her. So excited for her. I have got the Maybelline FitMe. This is in the shade 15 Light, and it's okay. I mean, it's okay as far as drugstore goes. It gets pretty good reviews, but I'm picky about powder because I don't like to use it. I'd just rather not have it come anywhere near my face if it's at all possible. But it does actually serve a purpose in a pinch. But I do like to apply it with a wet beauty sponge. So that's what I'm doing. I've got an e.l.f. beauty sponge here, and I'm just gonna pick up just a little. I just go in with a little bit, and then just see if I can smooth out a little bit of that texture, blur it a little bit. My very, 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 very favorite powder, my very favorite setting powder of all time is the IT Cosmetics translucent powder. It is so finely milled. I mean, it is just amazing. It's very expensive though. It's like, I think it's like $32 right now. I will definitely be picking some of that up. Okay, so I'm gonna take the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores bronzer, and this truly does blur, so that's why I'm gonna get it out, because I need to. So obviously not too much, because I don't want to ruin the look. Again, so much texture. This would be darn near perfect, but I just have a little bit too much texture. So I'm just gonna, and this is bronzer, so I'm not hurting anything. And I may remove a little bit of that stuff that's gone around, that is settling in there. I'll probably just go and remove it a little bit, and then just replace it with some moisturizer. But this is a very nice bronzer, not least because it's just a nice bronzer, but because of the texture minimizing that it definitely helps with. So that's okay. I feel better now. All right, so I've got base, I have a crease color there. Now I'm gonna go in for some shimmer. This is terribly exciting. I'm gonna go in for some mega wattage. This is called Thorn Apart, and it's that is some shimmer, and I think it's perfect for what I'm going for. So go ahead and just plop that. I start out by using it on my finger, because I find that sometimes when I'm applying shimmer, the finger works best, depending on the brand. My Urban Decay shimmer, I don't have to use my finger. I can, but it works well with a brush. This sometimes I'll just put this on initially with my finger, and then I'll go in and move it around with a blush. But just pressing it on my lid initially is usually how this works best for me. So, all right, so now I'm gonna go in with a brush. Oh my gosh. I definitely picked up a good one as far as my goals were here. So I'm gonna go around and I'm gonna move that around, get it where I want it to go, and then, okay. Yep. I know that's a lot, but today is an a lot kind of day. So I'm going to pick up a clean brush from BS Mall here. This is a mini flame brush. I'm going to just sort of move that around a little bit, clean it up. Probably going to have to go in under my eyes a little too and pick up the shimmer that will inevitably fall, because it usually does, no matter who you use. Some worse than others. This one's not too bad. And I'm going to go back in the part-time, the shade part-time that I initially put in here, and I'm going to go over the top of this because I do not like shimmer in my crease, which is why I was considering putting the shimmer on first, because I knew I was going to go crazy with the shimmer. Okay, that cleans it up a little bit. Kind of put that a little bit on the outer corner. I like it. I like it. All right. I did not do anything with my eyebrows. Okay, think I'm good with that. All right, so now I'm gonna go in and do some eyeliner. I'm not gonna go crazy because I'm not exactly going for the smoked out look today. Just to get a little bit of eyeliner going before I put on some mascara and be done with this bad boy. This is such a great liner brush. This is Zoeva. This is the Zoeva 322 Brow Line, and it is a nice brush. All right, I'm gonna use this brown. This is called Spun Around. I'm gonna use this for liner today. I'm gonna try to tight line upper lids. This is when I have to close this eye. It makes it hard for me to see because my eye that's open is wearing my contact lens for far away, not close up. So it's all right. It's all right. Alrighty. Starting out a little bit conservative, so I'll probably speed this up on the video so you don't have to suffer with me just constantly going over it and over it and over it. Underneath here, I have on no concealer or anything under my eyes because I was trying to stay as true to the process as I could. But when I go in and clean up the shimmer, it'll take off a lot of this effort that I had put in to give myself the suntan look even around my eyes, and I will probably just add a little bit of concealer. So this brown eyeshadow that I'm using here for liner, it looks a lot darker in the pan than when you're actually applying it. So it's just taking me a lot longer to get this moving than I had hoped. So, but it's okay. Okay. Maybe just a little bit more under here. Okay. I think that's good enough. I am going to take this fluffy unnamed brush. I do not know. This was in an Ipsy kit and I have no idea whose brush this is. It doesn't say on it anywhere. So I'm just gonna go in and feather that out a little bit. Pick up my little makeup remover cloth and clean up any debris there. I highly, highly recommend these cloths to remove makeup. They're so gentle and they work, and you don't have to put any cleanser on it. It's such a great idea, especially around your tender under eye. I think just possibly. In fact, I know I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna pick up a little bit more of this shimmer. A little bit more. A little. And just plop a little bit more in there. I'm gonna take just a little bit. This is Revlon Illuminance Skin Caring Foundation. I really like it. I like to use it for foundation because it's just nice, but it also makes just right. Boy, it's noisy out there. Gonna take this BS Mall concealer brush and just kind of push that around a little. So we can just pretend that I was at the beach and I was wearing sunglasses, and this is the result, right? I'm gonna go in with my lip gloss. This is the NYX Butter Gloss in the shade Maybelline. And I think this is an appropriate shade for what I'm going for. I do look a little sunburned there. I'm gonna fix that too. Anyway, I'm gonna plop on some eyeshadow, or excuse me, some mascara really quick. I am using, not this one. This is not the one I wanted. e.l.f. Lash Extender. So you all know how to put on mascara, so I'm gonna go ahead and put this on and I will be right back. All right, I'm back. And I feel like under my eyes are still a little bit too stark white. So I'm gonna do something I normally would never do, is put this Bye Bye Pores bronzer like directly under my eyes, just slightly, to try to warm it up a little bit. And hopefully it won't sit increasing or anything, but I've gotta warm that up. It's just too, that's the problem with putting on makeup before you put on your mascara or your eyeshadow, is that sometimes it's not your friend. All right, everybody, hang 10.